Yo, hey guys, what's up? This is Yadhuvir Singh, and today we are with Yadhwinder Singh Rana, or I must say, Ultra Raw 26. He's like so fucking amazing. We both are so like fucking close sometimes. Should I share like how much we kiss each other and all that kind of shit? But we are not going to talk about that. We are going to talk about his fucking hustle, like where he is today, where he was, how he reached there, all the fucking achievements. Like 2 of his posters, got selected by Marvel fucking universe. And then Josh Brolin, Thanos, motherfucking Thanos, with all the rings in the universe. I don't know how many are there. He knows better.
Stones.
How many stones?
Stones.
6 stones he's having. That guy, you have to, I guess. He's having fucking 6 stones. And he shared his pictures, like so fucking big achievements that he's having. And I don't know where he's going to be in like next 1 year. If it took 1 year for him to reach where he is today, next 1 year, I don't know. It's going to be so fucking amazing. How do you reach here? What's your story? Tell me about it, bro.
First of all, thank you, Yadhuvir, for giving me this opportunity. Actually, to be very frank and honest with you, my story started on a very complex note. I started my Instagram profile back in 2013 when I was in the first year of my Bachelor's of Fine Arts. At that time, the social media thing was kind of new to each and every one of us, and we were kind of crazy to try the new social media site or something. Then Instagram came new those days. I remember just creating a profile just like everyone else, and I had no clue what to do, how to do it. I started posting my selfies, started posting pictures of my work, but back then I didn't know anything about anything that would go on Instagram. Plus I was also not into this fan art. In 2015 or something, I started working in the digital area in graphic design, just creating some small and simple logos, part of my class assignment. So that was it. But in 2016, I purchased a new laptop. I had installed this new version of Photoshop, and I really wanted to try it out. I just added some pictures and I started editing them, coloring them or something, and I came around some tools, and I realized that Photoshop is like this huge ocean of possibilities. Anything can happen. You can literally do anything in Photoshop. So in order to understand this, I had to go through thousands of YouTube videos which were giving out tutorials or anything. But I realized that most of them were doing the same thing again and again. That is, they were using the same adjustment layers, they were using the same tools, everything. They were using the same settings for all those works, regardless if the effect was different. I realized that it's imperative for me to learn these tools myself. I can see what works, what not works, and then it's down to my imagination to how I change or manipulate things. And that's why we call it photo manipulation. But later on with time, I learned a little bit of digital painting also, because I have been doing painting myself for more than 20 years. It was nothing new to me. It was just old habit coming back to me. Just this time I was not drawing on a piece of paper, I was drawing on the laptop screen. So I realized this as well, and then when I started manipulating pictures, I wanted to create some new things, some new poses. Digital painting came into handy. So right now what I'm doing is pretty much a healthy mix between those two. Back last year, when Infinity War came out. So after the release of Infinity War, after 3 days, I realized that there was this very sad scene in the end of the movie, where our favorite superheroes, they just disintegrate, into this simple air. So I realized that there were a few deaths which were not well taken by the people. What I did was I picked out a death, the most favorite one or the most terrible one of Spider-Man, and I used my own version to create that sort of death scene for him, which gained a lot of traction online, and it pretty much went viral as soon as I posted it. And that picture was sitting at 65,000 likes, whereas my actual followers at that time were just 10,000 or something. That was a huge achievement on my part, and I started coming on map of people. In matter of 2-3 days, I was from 11k followers to almost 17k followers, within 2-3 days. And then I also gained a lot of hate because of that, because it was only 3 days since the movie was released, and I posted a huge spoiler. So everyone was hating me as well at the same time, that I did something and I spoiled the movie for people who were not able to watch it. After that, I started making more and more of such situational arts that sort of depict a particular moment going on. I saw this this comic book cover of Infinity Wars by a famous artist. I'm sorry, I forgot his name though. In that cover, actually, it's this villain called Infinity, who was in hands, he was holding 6 superheroes with the light of gems on their head, maybe showing that they were getting killed. So I sort of realized that I should bring this into Infinity War, the movie. So I used George Brolin's Thanos for that, and I made an Infinity Gauntlet who was just holding his hand out like that. And on that I made like these 6 heroes who lost their life in the movie for the stones. And I slept. That was on 25th of May, but on 26th of May when I woke up in the morning, my post was like shared by George Brolin, and there were like almost 58,000 likes on that photograph overnight. I just catapult into this spotlight because a mega movie star from Hollywood just shared my work. After that, I was on websites and everything. Everything really took like type of a huge turn for me, and ever since then I haven't looked back. I'm truly blessed and honored to have sort of witnessed this thing right in front of me.
So it's like, what happens is whenever we start the journey, so for example, even my journey, it started like it's been 8 years now. It started 8 years ago where I was like a fucking desperate guy, and it was like, I want girls in my life. So I was like looking for them every fucking way, but they were there, always there in front of me, but I didn't know the way to get them. So one day this guy, he was not that much into pickup, but like no one knows him actually. Okay, because most of the guys, they're not doing pickup. I'm a pickup artist, so I'm doing this shit from past 8 years. What is pickup? Pickup is like you go and talk to any women, and if the compatibility is there, you both have sex with each other. And if you want to be in a relationship, you decide after that. So I came into this shit, it was like pretty much big hustle. I was like, this shit is not going to work. This shit is not going to work in India. India is a pro-feminist country. No, fuck you. This shit cannot work. But right now, the kind of life I'm living, most guys want to live that kind of life. But to reach here, it took me fucking 8 years. It doesn't mean that it will take you 8 years also, but the dedication behind it, sometimes you lose it. There might have been some time, you're like, okay, it's been going good, I don't want to do this, like, yeah, I don't want to wake up, sometimes the consistency, the hustle that you need for it, like, yeah, I want to do it, I'll do it. You're like procrastinating on it. So, these are all the setbacks, all the obstacles that you face. Like, most of the guys, they face it. People who face it and overcome it, they reach where you are today. And people who cannot do that, they leave the work and like, this is not my cup of tea. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with consistency and all that kind of shit related to it?
Consistency is pretty much the key for everything in this world. Without consistency, you practically cannot do anything. You have to take a shit every day, you have to eat food every day, but these are sort of the easiest things for you to do, and that is why it is not considered to be a hobby. It's more of a daily habit. You have to do it, but still you are showing consistency in something. Having consistency in that thing sort of gives you life, it nourishes you. So if you can have that type of courtesy for taking a shit and eating food, why can't you have that same consistency for your work? I agree, there are days, there are down times when you just don't feel like waking up. You don't feel like doing anything. You just feel like you are running in circles and you are not reaching anywhere. You lack inspiration, you lack ideas. You are like, you think about something and then you're like, how do I make it? And somewhere along the line, the motivation tends to get lost. And then online you see other art accounts posting their content, and surprisingly you see that that's a good post. Now that little pinch of jealousy is also added into the mix. So it becomes very disheartening at times that we just don't see an end to our trouble. We can't share it with someone because, come on, who will answer to this type of a thing? No one has experienced it, right? Not like you. So that's why you sort of keep that, you hold it inside, and it kills you from the inside. But at that time, there is a very crucial point. There is a split between two sides. That split is, if you have a reason, a solid reason in your life, then you'll do anything for that reason. For some people, it's their girlfriend. For some people, it's their wife. For some people, parents. For some people, kids. If you have that type of a very human emotional relationship with someone, then it's never going to be a problem for you to feel disheartened and then recover from it, because you just think about it. I have a woman that I want to marry one day, and I'm working my ass off day and night to earn a rightful name in the business, to earn something for her, so that in the future I can actually go to her parents and I can rightfully ask for her hand. That is the shit that I'm working on, right? And at the same time, I also want to give my parents the life that they never had. I have these two strongest points with me. So every time when I think about sleep, I always think this to myself that, I can squeeze in one more work. I can do it. And then I keep on doing it, and sometimes I sleep during day, sometimes I don't sleep at all. It's like you have to become selfless in this. There is no self. He remembers I was into fitness and everything. I was into bodybuilding and everything. And back then I was so selfish. Like, I have to eat my meals. I have to do my workout. I can't attend any social gatherings. No contact with friends because they'll drink booze and I can't. So these are the things that make you selfish at that time. You don't think about anyone else. It's your food, it's your diet, it's your meal, and you sort of have to have control on all of that. So it really pretty much becomes selfishness on your part. And I was that. But when I realized this reason that I have, when that girl came into my life, I sort of realized that, I have to do this. This is it. I don't have my parents' money backing me up. I don't have good education. I mean, I did fine arts. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not as good as engineering or MBA. Jobs are difficult in India in the field of fine arts. And then, I didn't have any money at all to live or travel to a farther city. So I was like, this is on me. I pretty much have to do this on my own. I have to do this myself. I set out on this journey. Every single day I would make a work, post it. Slowly the work started gaining traction, and now I'm here. And right now it's a consistent battle for me every day to work hard and get better than I was yesterday. Because I know the clock is ticking for me. There's a limited time. I don't have my whole life to work on this. There's a limited time for me to reach that goal. And that is why every time I feel I'm being sloppy, I'm being inconsistent, I'm feeling tired or lazy, I just click that thought into my head and I'm back to full energy. I'm not saying that you need to have such a reason, but you need to have some reason to do something. Otherwise, you are just being a machine and doing what someone is asking you to do. So for art, I think emotions are important, and emotions give you a reason, a logical reason in my terms, to keep working for something, to keep working towards that goal.
There's one more thing which happens a lot when guys reach at a particular point in their life. You see him right now, how fat he has got and what he was before and what he is right now. He paid for that in some way. He paid for that. He lost something, it was whatever biologically he was looking before, how much ever attractive it was. So he paid that price to be where he is today. But people, what they see is results. Okay, what is he doing? What are his works? So people don't know the struggle behind how someone has got where they are today. Okay, so what I want to ask is people don't know how you reached there, but they feel free to comment about it, to make a critical comment about it, critics and all that shit, and sometimes they talk bullshit behind your back. Okay, your own friends, sometimes they talk bullshit behind your back. They don't even know shit about you, but they just want to talk about you. I know there's nothing like bad marketing. Even if someone is talking about you, he's spreading a word about you, so it's a marketing in itself. But they don't know about it. Okay, and there's a bad word in the market. Okay, so how do you deal with this kind of shit? Because some people, they go through critical depressions, why the fuck some people are talking bad about them? Okay, because they haven't done anything bad, so there's no reason to talk bad about them, but it's keep on happening and they lose their motivation. Why the fuck even I should go for this thing? There's no respect here. Okay, so how do you deal with the critics?
Critics, I think they are the backbone of all this, in all due respect. Reason being, critics are the one who sort of push you. They they push you so hard with their comments, and it depends upon you how to take that type of criticism. Online, if you'll check my posts, if someone has responded in a complaining manner, then my answer is blunt, that some people think is my arrogance, that I don't take criticism too well. But I see their comments each and every time, and I may respond to 2 or 3, but maybe there can be 50 more comments that are complaining types. But at the same time, there are 1,000 more comments that are positive. There are 30,000 more likes which are positive. I'm not saying I don't listen to the critics. What I'm saying is that I also appreciate the support that I'm receiving at the same time. Some people just want to kick you in the nuts. Some people just want to bust your balls. They don't know what they are talking about. Sometimes they have no idea, no concept of what's going on in the picture. So they'll become these self-proclaimed critics to just, rightfully feel out of nowhere that they want to comment, because they have the right. They are the king of this. So it's like I made this recent picture I made, and someone is like, something is wrong with his neck, or something is wrong with his face. Someone is saying, oh, he looks like Ultron, he looks like this, and then someone will ask, what is this thing in Thanos' hand? Why is he holding a sword? His weapon is this and that. You made the wrong picture, blah blah. I mean, there are these million types of complaints. Sometimes I'll make this situational art, Iron Man's death. I hate you for this. Why did you do this? It's fantastic art, but why did you do this? Why are you playing with that feeling? I mean, like, what? Like, I am trying to do art here. I'm just conceptualizing something and I'm showing it to you guys. So at the same time, I'm doing it for free. I'm giving you a free visual for free, but that doesn't mean that you owe me anything or I owe you anything. I'm just putting out content for you guys. So it would be okay for you to enjoy it. But sometimes there is a critic, there is a guy who chooses the right thing. He does comments, and that is a negative comment, but he actually highlights what is wrong. Even you see that. I think no artist is blind enough to see mistakes. Everyone sees mistakes. Everyone notices them. Everyone does. That's not a lie. Everyone does that. But it takes a good artist to see it from someone else's eyes as well. When you can share the vision that the audience has with yourself, when you can accept that is when you can definitely see a mistake going on. So if someone says, dude, there is a texture on his hand, it's making it a little bit blurry, and I agree. It does makes it look a little blurry. I didn't pay attention to that or something. I might have missed it. So these are the times when critics help. And this is some sort of positive criticism that I'm talking about, because the negative criticism where someone just criticizes you for the sheer reason of hating you, that they don't have any knowledge, any idea about the content, how it's done or anything. They have no clue. They just hate you, so they'll just figure something out. This type of negative criticism is what giving the art community a very bad name. There are artists who want to showcase their work, but they are afraid to come out because they read these hateful comments on other artists' posts. So tell me, what type of impression are they getting? Let me just ask you a simple question. There is a new trend in the market. These new type of jeans have come into production, and you really want to purchase one, you want to buy that. But if the other people are talking crap about it, if someone is saying it's too itchy, no, I don't like the style, it's old fashioned, these stink or something, if people are giving you a bad impression, then why would you do it? Whereas in reality, that thing is beautiful, or that thing is not that bad. So negative criticism is something we need to check on the internet, and whenever I smell that type of shit, I'm ruined, and for that reason, people really think that I'm arrogant, but I'm actually not. I get 110 to 150 DMs each and every day, and I make sure that I respond to at least 95% of them. There are maybe a few ones left, and those are probably the ones whom I have replied and are typing a reply back to me. So those are the type of guys that I may sort of miss out, but I make sure that I answer everyone and to all of their queries. And if I'm not saying that this is my explanation or defense of being not arrogant. Sometimes arrogance is necessary as well. And if I have shown that, I have truly apologized to everyone before, and I will again, and I always will. But what I'm not showing is the type of arrogance that makes me superior to someone. I'm not superior to anyone. So I think negative criticism is something that should be denied to even exist. And if you want motivation, dude, just think about that one reason why you started all this, and I think you'll find the motivation to move forward.
So guys, it was so fucking amazing talking to Yadhuvir Singh Rana, Ultra Raw 26. There's so many fucking posters he's producing these days. Just go to his Instagram page. There's a link below. Go to the Instagram page, see the photos, and whatever you want, just fucking DM him. Fucking DM him. As he told you, he responds to 95% of the DMs. If he doesn't like, if he doesn't like your profile, he won't even give you any shit. So he filters his customers. I'm just kidding. Anyways, follow Ultra Raw 26. If you want the fucking posters, just DM him, and whatever you have learned from this video, apply it in real life. And if it is helping you, show it to someone else. Show this video to someone who needs it. And as always, fucking next time, going out with Yadhuvir Singh Rana to smoke some fucking hash. Bye.